Now have 30 seconds to check your answers to Part 2. Part 3.
You'll hear a conversation between student Tom and a tutor about a student facility program. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 27. Now listen carefully and answer the questions 21 to 27.
Our design class is really interesting, don't you think so?
Yeah, I like Professor Vargas, but sometimes he goes too fast, and I feel like I'm missing something. There's a lot we have to remember.
True. There are a lot of details about all the different styles.
Yeah, there are Art Nouveau and Art Deco and Art Moderne. I have a hard time keeping it all straight.
I know what you mean.
For example, it seems to me that Art Deco and Art Moderne are the same things.
Well, there is some overlap. They were both popular in the 1930s, although Art Deco came a little before modern. I think Professor Vargas said Art Deco started at an exhibition in Paris in 1925. Let me check out my notes. Right. Art Deco was a popular international art design movement from 1925 until the 1940s, affecting the decorative arts such as architecture, interior design, and industrial design, as well as the visual arts such as fashion, painting, the graphic arts, and film. At the time, this style was seen as elegant, glamorous, functional, and modern. Both Art Deco and its cousin, Art Moderne, were rarely used for houses. They were more common for commercial buildings and skyscrapers, and occasional institutional buildings.
So, they were about the same time. That's one thing that gets confusing. Another thing is, they seem so similar that it's hard to see why they're considered different styles.
Art Deco has more decoration than Art Moderne. Art Deco is the style you see in a lot of movie theaters and hotels that were built in the 20s and 30s. It has facades with geometric designs, including zigzags, chevrons, and strips of windows with decorative spandrels. And it's polychromy, often with vivid colors. Art Deco uses a lot of straight lines and slender forms. Sleekness is the word that comes to mind. Art Deco is often used in towers and other vertical projections, presenting a vertical emphasis. At the time, it was considered modernistic.
But that's what gets confusing. Doesn't modernistic also apply to Art Moderne?
Art Moderne is simpler than Deco. Art Moderne style buildings are similar to Art Deco in appearance, but are even more austere and functional. It has things like more rounded corners, flat roofs, and the walls are smooth and don't have any decoration. It's more streamlined than Deco. Art Moderne buildings remind me of boats. The walls are smooth, and the trim is usually stainless steel. A lot of the windows are round, kind of like the portholes on a boat. Architects gave Art Moderne buildings a strong horizontal emphasis, often accented by horizontal banding or streamlining.
Ah, I know a building like that. It's near here in town, on 2nd Avenue. It has a rounded corner and round windows. It used to be a gas station, but now it's a restaurant. We should go there sometime.
Before you hear the rest of the program, you have some time to look at the questions, 28 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 28 to 30.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. My favorite building is the Maritime Building. It's downtown, right across from my father's office. It's Art Deco, built in 1927, and I'd tell that from the cornerstone. You should see the lobby. It's just beautiful. There's a geometric pattern in the tile on the floor. Kind of a big circle with lots of triangles. And you should see the elevator doors. They're gorgeous.
You know, we should go around and look at some of these buildings.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And, you know what else? This is an idea for our project. We could take pictures of the buildings and do a slideshow in class.
Oh, that's a cool idea. But don't we need to get permission to take photographs? Especially of the interior. We need pictures of the lobby of the Maritime Building.
We could ask for permission. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's talk to Professor Vargas and see what he thinks.
Okay, why don't you do that? I'll go down to the Maritime Building and see if there's anyone there, like a building superintendent, who can give us permission. I'll let you know. Why don't we meet again on Thursday?
Okay, fine with me.